welcome to the next episode of In the Mixer podcast. My name is Kyle. I'm always joined by Danny Bolton and James Greaves. Danny Bolton, how are you doing this week, lad?
Yes, boys, a bit burnt.
You're still looking terrible with that tash.
I had a lovely week. Yeah, I know, it's not too great, but Kimmich has let me down, hasn't he? He inspired me to get it, and then the next game that he was playing, he shaved it off.
Okay.
Hey-o.
Rocking the new Frankfurt kit as well. That's looking lovely.
Oh, aye, yeah.
Lovely
Come
stuff.
on, the boys.
Lovely stuff. And again, we're joined by the man with the laugh. It's James Greaves. What are you saying, lad?
Saying lots of nice things once again.
All right,
I'm
boys.
doing great, lad.
Boy.
So last week,
Just finished work.
Very sweaty, but we're back. Last week, I started the podcast saying that it doesn't look like there's going to be any return of English football anytime soon. But today, we've heard that it's returning on the 17th of June, the Premier League. So that's a Wednesday, so it's looking like the two games in hand that are going to be played. They're going to be played first. So it's Aston Villa, Man United, and Manchester City, Arsenal. And then the weekend games will follow on from that, and that'll be played on like the Saturday and Sunday, which is the 20th and 21st. Happy boys that it's returning?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I've seen a lot of
The more the merrier.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter kicking off today saying, "Oh yeah, they've just money over lives and that," but it's definitely just because it's Liverpool, which I find a bit cringy really, and it's a bit sad that everyone just joins the bandwagon for Liverpool fans. I think sometimes.
I think there are some players like that playing, like for example, like Troy Deeney and Kante, who are probably going to sit out the season.
Yeah, but that's the same with the German league, isn't it?
No, Deeney's changed his mind. He had a long chat with government officials, and they persuaded him to carry on.
Oh, fair enough. I think Kante is going to sit it out still, though.
So I think they must have reassured him that the procedures in place will be safe enough.
Yeah.
Which you'd expect, wouldn't you? So
at
about,
very least.
Good stuff.
So about 10 minutes before the podcast started, someone sent me this. I think the games are getting played. Every game will be on telly throughout the week, different days. I don't know if this is true. But so it'd be
not different days. I don't think.
Well, apparently I've been sent this Monday. The Premier League new kickoff times. I don't know if this means for when the games get played on them days, or they're going to have a game every week. Because I've got here Monday 8 p.m, Tuesday 6 p.m to 8 p.m, Wednesday 6 p.m to 8 p.m, Thursday, Friday's the same, and then Saturday's 12:30 kickoff, 3 p.m. kickoff, 5:30 kickoff, and 8 p.m. kickoff. And then there's a Sunday game.
I heard about that. Yeah.
What does that mean? Is that every game? Like, there's going to be a game every night of the week. It won't be like that, will it? Because
the bloody World Cup, it'd be brilliant.
But they won't be able
with
to do
the sun
that,
out and everything. Yeah.
We have got a big backlog though, haven't we? So maybe they are just going to try and churn them out like that.
Fair play, yeah. So anyway,
I hope it's like that.
Yeah, it'd be good for the viewer.
Nothing else to do.
Anyways, back to the usual review of the German football. There's been 2 game weeks this week. We had a midweek game week and the weekend games as well. Where do you want to start, boys? Lots to pick.
Start on the first Friday night game was the Berlin derby.
Yep.
Going into it, I was very big on Hertha. Bruno Labbadia had just come in as the new manager and had a shocking 3-0 win against Hoffenheim. And they continued that with a 4-0 win against Union Berlin. So yeah, it's looking really good for them at the minute. The front three of Luke Bacchio, Cunha and Ibisevic just looks deadly.
They're the informed team, aren't they, at the minute?
Yeah.
Along with
the Luke Bacchio and Cunha, that I'm sure they're like 21 and 22 years old. So next season, if they can keep hold of that Cunha anyway, especially him, they might need someone instead of Ibisevic because he's getting on a bit. But they've got that Piatek who Spurs were after.
Yeah, came from Milan. He scored I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm probably totally wrong when I say this, but I think he scored around 23 goals last season in Serie A.
I remember him having a good tally when I looked him up.
I might be well off, but I think he was on pretty high.
But yeah, he's been being kept out of the team from the old man up top, Ibisevic. So yeah. But another 4-0 win, and we'll get onto the other game a little bit later.
Yeah, I think Piatek is essentially a carbon copy of whatever his name is, Ibisevic. Seemed exactly the same kind of player. Like they're both roughly the same height, same athleticism. They do the same job. They both target men, and they put the ball in the net when they need to.
I think that is it. They're the exact same player, but they just opt in for the more experienced one at the minute. probably because they've not got much more time with him playing, so make use of him now.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really impressed with them. I think next season they could have a big year with a couple more additions. Yeah, class.
Yeah, quality. That was the Friday night game. And then there's Saturday.
Yeah.
Gladbach Leverkusen we're starting with.
We can do, yeah. I predicted this correctly. I'm not sure.
Havertz with a double. Yeah, I was impressed with Leverkusen.
The guy's on fire, isn't he?
Yeah, brilliant result for them. Great performance.
What do we think about Havertz then? He's going to get linked with a lot of teams, isn't he now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he started off the season as a much more defensive central midfielder, didn't he? Than what he did last season. At the start, last season, he was obviously an attacking midfielder. This season, they moved him slightly deeper and changed his role slightly, so that rather than coming in on his left foot from what he did last season, which got him so many goals, he didn't really have the opportunity to do that. He was kept out quite wide, and then now he's just been put up front in a completely different role, and he's absolutely smashing it.
He's shown another side to his game with his aerial ability as well, hasn't he? So you never know, he could just stay there eventually.
Yeah.
But I know there's been a lot of rumours that Liverpool have been eyeing him up for a while. I think there'll be another player we'll mention later. Who they're going to sign, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Liverpool don't typically play with like an attacking midfielder, do they? And I think Havertz at the start of the season, when he did drop back into that central midfield role, and didn't really get the opportunity to come inside on his left foot, I think that would be how he would play for Liverpool. So I don't think he'd look as good as he is right now for Leverkusen. But yeah, his talent wouldn't go like wasted by any means.
Yeah, and then when it went 1-0 up, LVD with the clearance off the line for Gladbach. Did we see that?
Can't remember that now.
I can't. So long ago
We definitely did all watch it.
Yeah.
Demirbay had an open net to shoot into.
Yeah.
And then Nico LVD came in at the last second and just.
Bloody ages ago, wasn't it? No. 2 game weeks in one.
So I mean, there's that many games I watched. I watched loads of games in the weekend. I just can't remember half of the bloody things well.
Yeah. So despite Gladbach losing though, Marcus Thuram gets another goal, and I was just going to ask you, James, who would you rather have for United? Because you've been linked with Alassane Plea.
Yeah.
But which one would you prefer?
In all honesty, Thuram, I wouldn't want either of them. Totally honest there, I wouldn't want either. But I think out of the two, it would have to just be Thuram, just because he's younger. He's quite a bit younger, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
I think Plea's far too similar to Anthony Martial.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
But I agree with you. I think if it wouldn't be a player I'd be going for if I had scope of any players. But if it was between the two,
to be totally honest, I think
they are looking at the wrong striker.
Yeah, I think it's the link-up play which makes them so good. I think they work well as a pair.
Yeah, they do. It's a bit like sorry to go on to Frankfurt, but Jovic and Haller was both amazing together. They've both gone their separate ways for big fees at other clubs, playing as a sole striker, and it's not really worked out for them.
Or maybe a duo that more people will know, Demba Ba and Papi Cisse. Complemented each other absolutely perfectly, and then they go the separate ways, and that's it. They think they're bigger than what they are, and then realise what you got.
Demba Ba scored that goal, didn't he?
Yeah, that goal.
He scored that goal. Pretty good goal, that.
Bar's offside. And he's fouled him.
Yeah, Demirbay and Moussa Diaby, though, I think standout players, obviously other than Havertz. Yeah, Havertz is getting all the praise at the minute, but Demirbay I've been especially impressed with at the minute. Moussa Diaby is just everywhere on the pitch, covers every blade of grass. Do you reckon they can get 4th spot? Because that was the little battle going on between the two, wasn't it, really? They're 4th and 5th at the minute, I think.
Yeah, I think they will, mate.
I think Leverkusen will.
I think they will. They've been brilliant.
I think they're looking better than Gladbach.
Yeah, definitely. And 100%.
They're on the same points currently. Obviously, we'll talk about the second
points.
game.
I think right now Leverkusen are looking better, and they've got more players in form.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's more goals in them.
Yeah.
Definitely. I did say as well last time that when Frankfurt lost to Gladbach, I didn't think
he
played overly well.
Yeah.
It seems like Leverkusen can score every kind of goal. It doesn't seem Gladbach can.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Another next game I was going to just briefly say was Werder Bremen got a win, 1-0 win against Freiburg. Didn't watch the game, didn't make any notes, but don't know about them now. I slated them at the start of the season. Well, it's not start of the season, but the start of when they were coming back because they got battered and they didn't look like thought they'd struggle.
I'm telling you, they're not a bad side.
And I think they're going to be knocking. I know you disagree, but I think they're going to be knocking at Frankfurt. Knocking door at Frankfurt.
We'll see.
Because they've got the game. They've got the game in hand, haven't they? That's going to be a massive game. But yeah, obviously
if you look at the actual squad, they are massively underperforming. They've got a pretty decent squad, like player for player. It's just they don't seem to be pulling it together as a team at the moment, do they?
Well, I wouldn't say that now because
I think they've got the
win at the weekend and obviously a draw this week. So, but we'll get onto that later on.
With 10 men as well against Freiburg. I don't know how long. Oh, it was a late one to be fair. But
I think the draw against Gladbach though. Gladbach are so good on the break, aren't they? I think that's their biggest threat. And Werder Bremen are just going to put 10 men behind the ball especially at home.
Yep.
What we got? Wolfsburg Dortmund next.
Not a good performance at the boys. It weren't a great game, were it? I was watching.
No, not a lot happened to be honest. It was
on the same time, wasn't it? It was on the same time as the Gladbach.
It was a bit like
game.
the Bayern win against Berlin.
Yeah.
I just Union Berlin.
They just
feel like they absolutely grinded it out.
I was watching bits of it, but I was watching the Gladbach game and Leverkusen game whilst this was on. But I did have it on my phone, and it was just a bit of a,
The point I want to raise is Sancho was benched again. Commentary said, we're assuming this is to rest him for the big game. We'll get into that game later on, but he didn't even start against Bayern. So I'm just wondering, as a deal happened, that's what I think. I think a deal with United might have already took place.
Really?
And
during this time,
they don't want to risk him. Because I don't understand why he came on against Wolfsburg and played the last 15 minutes completely fine, and then they didn't start him in the biggest game of the season. I can't figure out for the life of me why he's not played that game.
Could not be fitness.
Well, you said.
I think he's looking.
Time to get him fit.
I know. I think he's looking a little bit tubby though on the pitch. I'll be totally honest. He's got a bit of a belly on him.
You'd still start him against Bayern, surely?
Yeah, well, obviously I would, but I don't know.
There's something going on. That's the one thing I
you said when we were watching.
There's definitely been interest from Man United.
You said when we were watching the game though, they played that well, Dortmund, in the past few weeks, that maybe they just stuck with the winning team.
Yeah, I did think that at first. But then I just can't. There's something not being said.
Why wouldn't you
100%.
include your best player?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if United have had words and they're wrapping him up because there's a big fee involved.
Fair enough.
We'll probably find out if you say it's fitness. How long do you expect him before he's starting games again?
Yeah.
If you find he's still on the bench in the next couple of weeks, I think it's pretty clear what's going on then.
Yeah. One thing from the Dortmund game I did pick up though, last podcast I said how bloody good are those fullbacks when you give them so much freedom and
get both the goals.
Both of them are the two guys who scored.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that is the way to play. Like, if you got
consider them fullbacks? I don't know if I do.
You love your fullbacks.
I mean, they are fullbacks, but they just have an extra centre back cover.
Yeah.
I don't see them as fullbacks. Definitely not Guerrero.
I mean, unless they're on a.
They are a left and right midfielder, surely.
I mean, yeah, but they defend very. If it's not a counter attack, they defend as a 5 at the back, really.
Yeah, they do, but that's just when they come back, they just go forward and back. But
yeah, all that. I just think that is. I still call them fullbacks because their job is just to go up and down the pitch all day long, and that is the best. Yeah. It's the best way to play, I think, right now.
And there's no better player in the world than Hakimi for that system.
It's great, it's fantastic going forward, and you don't even have to be
the levels
that good
of
at
fitness you have to do that is ridiculous.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to be a fucking athlete. I mean, you've got to have pace as well, just so that if you do make a bit of mistake, you can get back. It's but if you can perfect it and you've got the right place for it, it's the best one. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So the next game then, boys, the Eagles. Go on,
Eagles. 5-2 loss, but we come out of it with a very entertaining game. I think for the two, if definitely the two most interesting games of the weekend have probably come from Frankfurt games. So yeah, I was a little bit optimistic at first. I thought, come on, the boys, a big game. I thought they might just rise to the occasion. Some teams play to the standard of their opponents. But the
Unfortunately,
level of
you're not one of those teams.
And they just seem to.
No, we usually are. We usually are.
I think I bet they're the team that I know you said that they're missing the best centre back summit, but I bet they're the team that have conceded the most goals since they've come back. They just concede like stupid amounts of goals every game, don't they?
David Abraham's been
that's what you're saying. Right?
He's had a 12-game ban for smacking a manager. To be fair, which
justified.
He definitely deserved. Yeah, he deserved it though, 100%.
Smack the ref.
But yeah, so we are opting for Hasebe in centre half, he's 36 years old, and we've just signed him for another season.
He's a bit shit, isn't
he? He's not too bad, to be fair.
So where's the problem then? Why do they keep conceding ridiculous
the holding midfielders? Well, to be fair, we played Bayern Munich and Mönchengladbach.
Yeah.
I think they're decent. I think they're fair answers. I think any team that
but this week
is
well,
missing,
which we'll come on to later
missing the main man in defence, playing Bayern Munich. Yeah, even Freiburg are a decent outfit, but yeah, the quality going forward was just too much for us. Goretzka gets one early, Muller adds, Lewandowski gets another, and when it's 3-0, I'm just like, let's just slow it down, boys. 3-0, I'll take that now, because this is getting bad. And then a little gem of mine, Martin Hinteregger comes in, gets a little goal. Just when I finish celebrating, he gets another goal, and I'm thinking, what a boy! He's the top goal scorer from centre half. I also want to add, we've now opted for two up front. Bastos. Once we can have Pacienza in there instead of Bastos, I think we're onto a winner really. I've seen a big improvement recently. Then Davis gets one to make it 4-2, and then Martin Hinteregger completes the hat trick. Couldn't do it in their end, so we thought, well, I'm getting my hat trick no matter what. So he slots one in his own net, the absolute legend.
Am I right in saying though, in that game you had Danny Da Costa playing right wing?
Was that for this game? It was, yeah. They're full-backs though.
I know. What do you think about that? Danny Da Costa playing, or was he playing proper right wing? Because you had Torre on, didn't you, as well? But he was playing right back, was he not?
Yeah. He's a bit wanky, to be honest. What do I think about Danny Da Costa on the right wing? I like him, to be honest. I think he's I would prefer Timmy Chandler, but I think the problem is this Ilsanker. I don't know much about him. He's only just started coming into the team, and I'm never confident when he's got the ball. And there's too many players like that on the team at the minute.
Yeah.
Filip Kostic, Hinteregger, they're the only two I really feel safe with the ball.
Yeah.
Which is a big problem, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not. I know you said this just a minute ago, but I'm not a big fan of your holding midfielders. I think it's very easy to put them at blame because if you're not controlling a game, you want instantly blame your midfield, don't you? But I think them two are there to win the ball, and that's the only thing that they're there for. And I think that's when you're playing two holding midfielders like that, I think you have to complement each other. You can't just both be ball winning midfielders. I don't think. I think you have to have one maybe that's screens the back four, and then one that could be a bit of a deep line playmaker, or maybe one that protects a deep line playmaker and plays as more of an aggressor.
Yeah, well, Jonathan de Guzman came on, former Swansea player, against Freiburg, and we're skipping ahead a bit here, but I thought he made a lot more of a difference. I think Sebastian Roda on the ball is far too weak, and he lost it quite a bit.
They just look like centre backs playing and holding midfield. That's what I think.
he's past it anyway.
Yeah.
Gelson Fernandes, he played for City about 10 years ago. I feel like I don't know where this money's going, because we sell our best players, and then I really don't know where the money's gone, because we've not signed anyone for any more than 5 million that I'm aware of.
The next game, Leipzig Mainz. Not gonna lie, boys, this genuinely could have been another 8-0.
Big win.
There was so many chances this game. Leipzig played them out of the park. They switched back to the 4-2-2-2 with the narrow wingers, I think you could call them. Maybe not, but the wide attacking midfielders, aren't they? They're just there to complement the strikers. For the Poulsen goal alone, Mainz had about 8 men in the box. No, it's probably more than that. It's probably about 9 or 10 men in the box. And Poulsen still managed to find space just because of the pure amount of Leipzig players in the box. They just couldn't mark him. I think that was poor defending anyway. Because to have that many players in the box and still get the goal is a bit pathetic, really. But I think another thing to bring up was how high Leipzig pressed. The pressing, it was mesmerising. As soon as like the ball, they press on triggers, which I find very, very interesting. They don't press all the time, no matter what. They press situationally, and they wait until the ball gets, say, like if the centre half plays a ball to a fullback, they'll press then and overload the ball side, making sure that the player's boxed in, and they'll cut the passing lanes. And they press like so situationally, but when they decide to press, they press like that, bam, and that's it. They're all over you.
Yeah.
They're all over you, and it's beautiful to watch. It really, really is.
It's an art in it, because if one player in that system doesn't do their job,
exactly,
they can be in big trouble, because they just break the. If you beat the press, then, and like say 3 out of the 4 have done the job.
Yeah.
3 of them are forward, 1 of them's back. All it takes is 1 pass back with no pressure on it.
Yeah.
And then they broke past the press, and they're in big trouble. But everyone does the job in that team so well, and it just works perfectly.
It's a well-drilled team at the moment.
And it's no coincidence that it's the same team that's lost 8-0 and then 5-0.
I know.
They must lack a lot of composure, and
Poulsen played very well as well.
Fall for it.
I slagged Poulsen off last time. Said he had a very simple role to do, and he didn't do it very well until he scored the header in the previous podcast. But I think this one, he had a very good game. I think his assist to Werner was great. He quickly taken free kick. He just played it all over the top of the defence, alert like that. Bam, Werner's through on goal, and you know he's going to put it away. He's absolutely amazing.
Class.
I thought Campbell was man of the match for me.
Campbell's fantastic.
Was he better this week?
He was fantastic last week as well.
Oh,
yeah, he was good last week.
Who was the one who missed?
Lima, maybe.
No, it was
Lookman.
Lookman, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Lookman. Sorry. Yeah.
Lookman played well as well. I'm skipping ahead. Lookman played well in the Hertha game, but
yeah, but Campbell, I thought, because I've not seen much of him really before the lockdown, but I've been really impressed with him. Obviously Werner with a hat trick.
Yeah.
Liverpool rumours getting more intense. If you was them, who would you be looking at, Havertz or Timo Werner? Or do you not think they need that sort of player?
Well, to be honest with you,
do either of them get into that team?
I don't think Werner does. I think is not the kind of striker that Liverpool are after. I think Liverpool, to be honest with you, even though I literally just said Havertz may play central midfield in that team, now I think of it, I think he'd be more of the striker for them. And he'd be there to link up the play, as Firmino does. And I think Havertz would definitely suit that a lot more than Werner. I think Werner he prides on the last man, and he prides on defenders making mistakes, and he prides on just sprinting in behind on chances. And I don't think that's what Liverpool are after in a striker, to be totally honest with you. I think if they signed Werner, I think his best position probably would be left wing for him. But that's not his best position.
Just looking at my media news on Football Index, there's a lot of Man United talk with Werner today.
He would definitely suit our system, Manchester United system, a lot more. I think under Ole, we've been a much more dangerous counter-attacking side. Very dangerous.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Werner is the kind of player that would absolutely thrive in that environment. I think he could.
He's the type of player you want when you can create a lot of chances.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think he's massively clinical, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do think you have to create a lot of chances for him. I'm still not completely sold on him as a top world striker.
Well, I mean,
I just think Leipzig create so many chances.
Yeah.
That he does get the goals in the end, but I don't know. I do see him miss a lot as well.
I mean, if you look at him in
the Germany
for a guy
that scored 24 goals.
If you look at him in the Germany setup, he's not the greatest there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
they just don't have any other options, do they?
This is quite a controversial opinion, what I'm going to say here, but Mohamed Salah, in that season when he broke records in the Premier League, I don't think he was extremely clinical. Liverpool literally created so many chances that season, and he was always there. And I think the amount of chances that he had, I think he still easily probably had the most big chances missed in the Premier League.
Did he?
Well, I don't know for a fact, but I would have. I think
so it won't surprise me.
Because he does miss. He does miss quite a lot as well. I just think he gets overlooked because he does score so many.
Well, we'll have a lot more transfer news coming up soon, I suppose, as well as the Premier League. So that should be good. Other notable fixtures from the weekend that we've not covered: Paderborn held Hoffenheim to a 1-1 draw.
When are they confirmed to go?
That game was fun.
Yeah.
Got it.
I feel sorry for anyone who... Well, I feel glad for anyone that had a season ticket at Paderborn this season and they don't have to go to the games anymore. Schalke lost 3-0 at home to Augsburg.
They're shit.
They're not doing too well. Yeah, I know. Someone... I can't think of his name on Twitter. He's one of the True Geordies mates on Twitter. The Stoke fan. Do you know who he is, James?
I don't know.
What's he called? Anyway, he kept tweeting saying that they're the worst team he's ever watched. So I'll take his word for it. Then we've got FC Cologne drew 2-2 with Dusseldorf. That was our other games of that weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for Jimmy at the Joker.
Oh, here we go, boys. I don't think you'll know this one.
Good, that's what we're here this week.
Yeah.
Can we just explain the rules?
I was going to say, what's Jimmy the Joker?
Yeah. So I'm going to come up with a footballing opinion, or maybe not necessarily football, actually, any kind of opinion. And I may believe this opinion, or I may not. These two boys are going to tell me what they think, whether I actually believe this, or whether they think I'm chatting out of my arse.
And it's good because Jimmy does chat a lot of shit, but he also makes up good points, doesn't he? So it's a good one.
So whether I believe this or not, I'm still going to argue it to the teeth.
Go.
Okay, so my opinion this time is the number 10 is a dead role in today's game. Football has evolved past the need for a number 10 thanks to inverted wingers and the number 8 role being so pivotal in a 4-3-3. Players like David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and the number 10 role is no longer going to be the best player in the world. It's more of a number 8, as in that, you know what I mean, like the David Silva / Kevin De Bruyne role. So, and if you look at Liverpool's team, for example, they play without a number 10 and they are so successful. They won the Champions League, they're going to win the Premier League. What's the need for a number 10 anymore? Is there a place at all? I don't think there is. I think that football has evolved.
I think I agree with that. I think it's completely changed. I mean, it's more down the sides, like you say, with your De Bruyne's and your Silvers and all that. So I would agree with it. Whether you or you believe it, I'm not going to say yet. What do you think? What do you think about it?
I'm trying to think. I still think there's a place for a number 10 in a team. I just think people are opting for a different style, but
I'd say
they'll go round in a circle again.
Because I'd say lowly.
You're looking.
There'll be a method come round that beats these new systems, and it'll all go around in another circle again.
I know, because it used to be the 4-4-2, which was the formation everybody chose, and then the evolution of the 4-2-3-1 came about, and then which gave the
3-5-2 next. Brendan Rodgers and that.
Yeah, and then
Brendan Rodgers came along with his 3-5-2, didn't they?
I just don't see at all how. If you look like in the 2007 to 2000 and maybe even before that actually, around the 2005 to 2010 period, the attacking midfielders were the best players in the world when they was the ones that had essentially a free role, because you had two holding midfielders and one attacking midfielder in a 4-2-3-1. If you came up against a 4-4-2, those two central midfielders had 3 players to mark.
What do you think about lower league ball? Because I think it's still a massive part in like lower league football.
That's very true. Yeah,
like in the championship and below, it's definitely
most star players are an attacking midfielder in the lower leagues.
Do you not think that they're just not tactically as evolved as the top leagues, and eventually, maybe in a couple of years' time, the lower leagues will cotton on?
No, because if you talk about the championship, a lot of the top teams in the championship have had a similar manager to a lot of lower league in the Premier League. So I think I don't know.
I think the championship's tactically
it's different in it, yeah.
I think it's at the level of the Premier League, but below that, I don't believe the players can be. I just don't think they trusted with such rigid tactics.
Yeah.
What positions are you saying will produce the best players in the world now, or currently are doing? The number 8.
The number 8 and inverted wingers.
Yeah, I see. I think it might just be. I don't think it's anything to do with the tactics that this is happening. I just think that the players from them positions are being produced more.
I think it's because of the game, because it's more athletic. The game now. I think it's because the game's faster. I think it's due to that as well. The pace of the game's so much quicker. So I definitely agree with you. But I don't know. Are we saying what we think about it, or?
Yeah. So do you think
I'm ready to?
I think you're 100% agreeing with what you're saying. I think it's a bit of a weird statement to say.
Yes. So do I. I
feel like you've mentioned this before to me, so I'm going to.
I think you believe that.
I think you're telling the truth.
I don't believe that.
Oh my God, he's done us.
We've got fucking Bruno Fernandes, boys. Are you crazy? Yeah, no, I'm not being funny. Like, there's still definitely a place. I think the number 10 role has changed massively. Players like.
You told that well. To be fair, you're telling the truth, eh?
I think it's got a place in the game. 100%. I think the best players in the world can still be number 10s.
I do.
The role.
Now you've said it.
The role has changed.
Don't come crawling back to Don't come crawling back, Kyle. You've made your bed, lie in it.
Yeah. But now he's just brought up that.
I actually forgot about Bruno Fernandes for a second. Then that was dead weird. But yeah, I did agree. I did believe that.
You can no longer be just a technically gifted attacking midfielder. In the old days, that used to be enough. All you needed to do was be technically gifted and be able to play a good pass every now and again. And I think that's when players like Mesut Ozil absolutely thrived in that environment. I think now the game has changed. When you're an attacking midfielder, you have to offer so much more. You have to score goals. You have to be able to run with the ball.
Press.
You have to be able to press. You have to be able to assist goals. You have to be able to do every part of the game. And I think players like Mesut Ozil now are seeing the repercussions of not being just technically gifted is enough, if you know what I mean. And I think players that are willing to work hard and offer the game more, such as Bruno Fernandes, can definitely still thrive in that role.
100%, because he's just fucking amazing, isn't he? It's ridiculous. How many games has he played in the Premier League? Just 5. Is it 5 games in the Premier League he's played?
I think it's 3.
Who's this?
And he should be in team at season.
Bruno.
Bruno.
People were actually saying, weren't they? Oh no, he was working. No, he was working. He was in the team.
He got in BBC's,
fan picked. He was the fan picked one.
Well played the BBC.
I'd have put Billy Gilmore in there personally.
Oh, do one.
Right, well, that was good. That was good one, Jimmy. You did us there.
Thank you.
Love that.
Actually, can I just say, I don't want to take full credit for that. I seen it on a thread on Twitter, and that's why I seen that opinion. I was like, I don't agree with that, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. No,
you made that up.
You know what? I'm going to even plug him as well. It was a guy called Nganch, but the A was an X. There you go, mate.
And what's that called?
Cheers, you should never have done that. That's awful at. Awful. Right, what game we starting with? I think we should leave the big one.
Leave it that one.
I'd leave that till last, because then we can talk about the
right, let's start with. I'd say start with your boys again, because I've got a few things to say.
Yeah, in this game was crazy. To be fair, let me get the stats up because it was a bit mad.
Should have win a win, shouldn't it, for Frankfurt?
Absolutely.
The amount of chances.
Like we've been talking about our defence being bad, and in this game again, it was bad.
Oh, they were terrible, weren't they, Freiburg?
I've never seen defending like that.
It was so bad.
Ever. We should have had 5 or 6 goals in that game at the minimum.
Silva.
Kamada's goal was a gift. A toe poke, because the defender was just stood there with the ball. Roda got given the ball, passed out to him on goal. But so our lineup this week was 2 up, 3-5-2.
Yeah.
So we opted for 2 up front. I think the first week we went with Dost. The second game we went with Silva, and then this game we went with Dost and Silva.
Yeah.
And it definitely made a difference because there was a bit more
someone to play off it. Finally.
Yeah.
Kamada wasn't really doing that very well in the first game, but I think Silva did.
It brought Kostic into the game a lot more. I think he's just took a little bit of getting used to, with a bit of a layoff.
You weren't really
a bit more like it.
You weren't really happy with Silva's performance, though, were you?
No. I'm not happy with it. Quite a few.
You were slating him, and then he scored, but.
No, yeah, but you've got to keep that same energy.
But it was a tap-in. It was literally a tap-in. It was literally empty net, just putting it in. So, but
the goalkeeper had a mare for the first as well. Bas Dost, I'll argue till the cows come home, is not a footballer. Absolutely not. Andre Silva, not much better. We're just waiting on Paciencia to come back, and I'm hopeful that we can get a bit of a run together. Another exciting game, 3-3.
At least you entertain it.
Yeah, it's a good watch, and we was on a five game losing streak, and it was very important to break that.
You're 3-1 down, to be fair, weren't you?
3-1 down,
so you brought
and
it
then
back.
a 79th and 82nd minute goals to bring it back to 3-3. I think, fingers crossed, we've turned a corner there, because it started to look good towards the end, which I've not seen for 2 3/4 games. So, yeah.
Leipzig, lad. Did you watch the game, James?
I was at work, but I watched the extended highlight. Is this the Hertha game?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was my other than the big one, Dortmund Bayern. This was the one I was looking at, thinking this could get a bit juicy.
Yeah, I mean.
And it was.
It was a good watch. It's always going to be with Leipzig in it. They're so attacking, but conceded yet another set piece. I think that's becoming a real problem now. First game back, they got conceded off a very lucky set piece, and yet again it's another set piece, and I think that's something that needs to be worked on at the training ground, to be totally honest with you, and that is one criticism that I will have of Nagelsmann, that maybe he's not focusing too much on the pressing side of the game, and as a result defensive positioning that's from set pieces just isn't good enough.
I mean, Halstenberg's let you down massively.
Yeah,
I must say. I didn't realise at the time he was on a yellow when the second yellow happened, so I was a bit shocked when seeing the red card.
Yeah.
But there was absolutely no need to do what he did there.
No, I think he probably forgot himself, because it was in the first half, wasn't it? His yellow.
No. Oh, the first one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the main man, Cunha, again, winning the penalty in the 82nd minute. Piatek's lots of
he had a very, very, very good game, Cunha. He played very well.
Yeah, he looks frightening. I don't know how long he'll be staying there for, to be honest. Especially with all the eyes on German football at the minute.
Yeah.
There's got to be people looking at him now.
I think Lionel had a very good game. I think anyway, he was very. He got an assist to Schick's lucky goal, but again, you don't want him in the team to get assists. He doesn't do that. That's not what he's there to do. He's a pressing midfielder, and that's his situational pressing is what is so good about him. And I tell you what, Kyle.
Yeah, mate.
Lookman, he played very well.
Fair play.
He played very well.
No, he played all right that game, didn't he? To be fair, it was just he couldn't hit a barn door.
Yeah,
he was all right, but like you said, positionally, he was good. He just
that's exactly what it was again.
They should have won that game. It was against now. can't remember who it was against the first game he played.
Freiburg.
Was it Freiburg? Yeah. Yeah, it was Freiburg.
Yeah, it was Freiburg.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I think he got into very, very good positions again. He was fantastic at that. But I think this time I wasn't as critical of him because the positions that he got himself into didn't require him to put the ball in the net or to put in an amazing cross. He just created space for the players. And that's what he did very well in this game. And I'll credit where it's due. But I still think his bobbins at his final product.
I thought Nkunku had a very good game up until he got subbed off. And I think that was the biggest blow of the red card. I don't think it was the fact that they were down to 10. It was the fact that they had to make a change and take one of the attacking players off. And I think they really missed him.
Nkunku's set pieces are fantastic, aren't they? You can't put a ball in the box. And
then I've wrote here, I think Timo Werner went a bit missing, and he tends to do that quite regularly, to be honest.
It does. It needs to be up against the right kind of opponent, and it needs to be.
Which isn't a good sign for a footballer.
No, it's not. It's not. You can't just score week in, week out. He'll probably go 2 weeks without scoring and then score 4 or 5. That's the way that it goes. It's
flat trap bully.
Yeah, which is why I think he might work at United. But if he'll come to United, he'll have all the hype about him. We'll be expecting him to score week in, week out, and he's just not that kind of striker. But oh well.
Is he someone you want then, or?
Yeah, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. But I think the price tag right now.
So you want a striker that you know is not going to score week in, week out.
Yeah, because I think that we can have another one on the bench. Someone who's the complete opposite kind of striker, someone like an Igalo. That's what I think. I think United have always had. We've never had one striker that scores all the goals.
I think you're dropping your standards because of. Well, your standards have dropped.
No, I don't think so.
That's not a United signing. If you think,
I mean,
if
he's
that's
still
what you
scoring.
Think about him. That's not a United.
Yeah, it is because we
but
always have had players.
If he's scoring 4 goals against one team, you'd rather he scored 1 goal against 4 teams than 4 against 1.
Yeah, but it's the kind of striker that maybe like an Hernandez who won't play every game, but in the games that he does play, he gets the crucial goals and he gets them when we need him.
I don't
against
think
the right opponent.
He's not going to leave Leipzig to warm your bench.
No, he'll be playing the vast majority of games. I just think
I'm not sold on it.
We definitely would need another option there as well.
Right.
I'm going next.
Who we got next?
I'm going next.
Oh, here we go.
Right, so again, boys, Leipzig drew, Frankfurt drew. Performance of the weekend from Wolfsburg. What a performance from the boys. Right, I've watched 3 games of Wolfsburg. I said, I've never seen a team that in 3 games that have been so clinical with set pieces. I think it was 2 against Augsburg. They scored 3 goals from set pieces. So it was that Arnold who's just amazing at whipping a ball in.
Maximilian.
Yeah, so...
Got a mean left foot, Anna.
Yeah, she whips it in, and that was it. Pograsic, is that how we're pronouncing that one?
Pongrasic.
Bang on.
Progsman. Anyway, he got an header.
There's an N in it.
And then...
There's an N in it. Pon.
Oh, I've not wrote that down correctly then. Pograsic. That's what he's been called from now on. Anyway,
yeah, that's his name.
And then he got the he scored a free kick that Arnold, but it was a bit of a jammy one. He tried to go under the wall, and it was a bit of a shit free kick. It hit the top of the bottom of the wall, and it's just deflected and it's gone in. And then he did exactly the same again, another free kick, and I think was it Pograsic again who got it? I think because he got 2. Pograsic, whatever the fuck he's called. And then Arnold whipped in another one. I think in the last few minutes, and they got a 4th, and Leverkusen just fell apart. So they absolutely smashed it. They only conceded, they just conceded 1 goal, which is a bit unlucky. But they scored the first goal in the 43rd minute, but they could have scored a lot more in the first half. They were very good performance.
Unbelievable that, because
they're an informed team. They're unreal. It was quality to watch.
About 2 minutes ago, we were saying how good Leverkusen were and how they're going to get 4th.
Well, I know, that's why I didn't want to say much until we got through.
I still believe it.
Yeah.
I feel like when we've been talking about Leverkusen, it's all been about the attack. We've never spoke about how good defensively they are, because I'm not seeing them have to do much.
It was just set pieces.
I would say they're
and they just
that's
which is surprising though, to be honest.
But to be fair, Wolfsburg dominated. It weren't like jammy free kicks or anything. Wolfsburg were just on the edge of the final third, just passing it around, waiting for the chance.
Yeah.
And then that's what it was all game, really.
Oh, Jonathan Tah was on the bench, never played. Don't know if that's got something to do with it. Sven Bender, Wendell, it doesn't look like they had much about them at the back.
I'll tell you one thing. Don't diss my boy, Edmund Tapsoba.
Wouldn't dream on it, mate. Can't say it.
He is fantastic. He's a great centre-back. And not necessarily... not necessarily
Evidently.
because of his defensive ability on the ball. He's definitely a defender to watch out for, I think. I think he can go places. He's fantastic.
Well, we'll start with conceding less than 4 next week. And we'll
Yeah,
baby
maybe.
Steps. Yeah, man.
So
if you look at his there's so many different stats, but there's one called like...
Oh, you love a stat.
Yeah, it's like,
Bring
I think
him.
it's what is it now? Defensive. Oh, what is it? It's like offensive actions per defensive play or something like that. It essentially.
Oh,
fuck
don't
is
come
that?
here with that shit.
What
Don't
is
come here
that?
with that shit. You're
It's like,
talking rubbish.
no, it
it's bullshit.
signifies how good they are at beating the press, and he's up there with the best in the world at the moment.
Honestly.
Oh, great stuff. So what you're saying is he just starts off a lot of attacks. Gets the team on the way.
Yeah, definitely. And he's a great ball playing centre back. He's great at that.
I'm not being funny though, but in a team with Demirbay and Musa Diaby, I feel like that's quite easy to do. If you
Maybe.
can get the ball, if you can just simply pass the ball to them, you have started an attack more than half the time.
Maybe, but there are other teams in the world that also have players equal to, if not better than them two, who also have good ball playing centre backs and still not reaching the same numbers as him.
Okay. Well, he's mastered one part of the game. He's got some work in other areas.
Maybe we just need
And
a
that's
defender
where
that
we'll
can
end it.
defend.
Yeah.
He'd do great at Man City, wouldn't he? Fuck it, we don't practice tackling.
Right. John Stones is still asking what that is. Anyway, the main event.
The big
Season
one
over,
now.
innit? Done. Season done.
Dortmund Bayern.
That's it.
Kimmich is a boss. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's amazing.
He's a cheeky man.
He's in my world 11 at the minute. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Does anyone disagree?
No, he was very good.
Good. Because we
No
would have been
debate.
having a big argument
No
there.
debate.
I don't think there's any other outstanding holding midfielders at the moment. I think a lot of all the good holding midfielders in the world have almost gone into the shell a little bit. Like Kante, like he's obviously switched roles, so it's understandable.
As a two, they'd be amazing.
Yeah,
I'd
they
love
would.
that. I must say it was a very, very end-to-end game. It could have gone either way.
That's right. Yeah, I was going to
And,
say it was a good game. To be fair,
Boateng clear handball.
I can't believe that wasn't a penalty.
And it was so strange.
No check.
On it on the broadcast. It's none of the players argued it. It didn't get checked by VAR.
I didn't see it until the replay. Until it was brought up.
I thought he'd headed it at first, and then on replays, the commentators go, "Oh, we might have handballed it," and then they just moved on. They didn't dwell on
claimed.
it in the slightest. It was so strange.
Yeah, it just did. I don't know. It's just because his arm, his arm like just out, weren't it? And he just put it out at the last second. But was it Haaland's
intentional,
shot?
though.
He just didn't claim for it at all. He
was
mustn't have even seen it
going
himself.
on target as
Yeah, it was
well.
in that weren't it, bottom corner.
Um,
But yeah, mad.
and if that game finishes 1-1, the table is Bayern on 62 points, Dortmund on 58. And instead it finishes Bayern on 64, Dortmund on 57.
And every team in the top 5 even, below Munich didn't win. None of them got a win. So that's season over.
Yeah.
Dortmund
definitely.
lost, Leipzig drew, Gladbach drew.
I don't know.
Was that who did they draw against? Is that Werder Bremen?
Who's this, sorry?
Gladbach.
Gladbach, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's very
Leverkusen
competitive
obviously
at
got
the
beaten.
moment, isn't it?
It is between them, but
Apart
you know,
from the
Bayern, they
championship's
just
decided, but
yeah. But Bayern just seem to. They're just them that good that if they don't play that, I'm not saying on this game, but Bayern seems to, if they don't play well, they can still get a result, and that's
yeah.
why they've been champions for the last 7 seasons.
I mean, boys,
millions years.
I want to try and make it sound a bit more interesting. So they have Bayer Leverkusen in 2 games' time. And then they have Gladbach in 3 games' time. And then they have the mighty Wolfsburg on the last game of the season. So
all 3 of them teams out of.
Well, they've got beat. They've got beat off Wolfsburg. Yeah. They're going to get beat off Wolfsburg.
Wow. Because Wegsman.
Because if you foul them,
Pogsman.
Yeah, if you foul them, that's it. We've scored. You can't foul Wolfsburg. You will lose the game.
They could do with Eden Hazard, couldn't they? Well, I suppose most teams probably could. Oh,
we don't need him.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. I'll shut up then.
Was it you who said how many times they'd won the league in a row? Was it like 7?
I was checking. Yeah, it's like 2012 or 2013 or something since they've lost.
Just want to point out that if they do get this one over the line, it'll be one of the best times of them winning it, because they started the season so poorly.
Did they?
And it looked like it could have been. Yeah, they was like 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
About 10 games in, I'm pretty sure.
That, actually. Yeah.
So the celebrations after the game was fair play, really.
It feels about 20 years ago since the season started this season, because obviously I remember looking at Sky. I think we were in the pub, and I remember seeing Sky Sports News something seeing the table, and Bayern were like 7th, and that just feels like that was about 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Gladbach had a really long, lengthy run at the top of the league, because Dortmund weren't doing well either. Dortmund and Bayern were both like 5th, 6th, even lower at some point. Gladbach and Leipzig have had some big spells at the top of the league this season, so it's remarkable what they've done turning it around. Don't really know why they were so poor at the start, because I wasn't watching it as thoroughly back then, but it's crazy that they've just managed to get it back in action.
Yeah.
Was that the last game?
That was the last game.
Right. Before we go into the bet,
1 second.
Go for the fixtures.
Werder Bremen Mönchengladbach was a 0-0, so yeah, that was that.
So that's just quickly to that. That's 4 points now in the last 2 games. Good win, good point that.
But that's unheard of numbers. No one's ever got that many points from that many games.
Werder Bremen though, against Gladbach, who got beat 5. Was it 5? What score was it? The first game we watched them, they got battered.
Yeah.
I think, and the teams below them, did they? Well, obviously Frankfurt.
Yeah, but was that the one against Leverkusen that they got beat 5-1? Because I did say 4-1 to Leverkusen. Yeah. So when that happened, I did say like we need to slow it down. I'm not sure that's Werder Bremen being bad. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They're just on another level at the minute, Leverkusen. So yeah, they've managed to do a little bit better recently. Other results that have happened. Dusseldorf 2, Schalke 1, so another loss for Schalke. It's not looking good for them.
Yeah, Dusseldorf are shite as well.
Hoffenheim 3, Cologne 1, Union Berlin 1, Mainz 1, Augsburg 0, Paderborn 0. Fucking hell, absolute snowfest that team.
That would have been the greatest game in it. Now, I'm sure that was a tactical 0-0. I'm sure there was so much tactically involved there, but that would have been a great watch.
Put your feet up, get your popcorn, and watch the Paderborn.
Watch the Paderborn versus Augsburg.
IMDb got it down as a 5-star classic.
Augsburg had 17 free kicks that game, so Paderborn definitely kicked the fuck out of them at least.
What the fuck did they think they were playing? Did they think they were playing football? 17 free kicks?
Yeah, they haven't got a clue after Paderborn.
Who the fuck is this team?
Legends.
Who got beat?
It's a Sunday League team. It's a Sunday League team that won the Make-A-Wish Foundation and got plonked in Bundesliga.
I was tweeting Adam Richard the other day. This is to do with Paderborn. A United account here has tweeted, in the 1920 season, Man United players have nutmegged opponents 32 times, which ranks them first in the Premier League and third in Europe, behind Paderborn 07, 34, and Dortmund 33.
Up the fucking Paderborn.
Up the Paderborn. At least they got some techers
well
about
bottom
them.
of the league, and they've got the most nutmegs in Europe.
So all they can do is nutmeg people and snap them if they don't nutmeg them.
So me and Adam Richard have come to the conclusion that in fact they've been told the wrong rules all along, and they actually think they're doing really well this season.
They're playing lacrosse or something. What the fuck?
No, they think you get a goal every time you nutmeg someone.
They think that's
they've
a
got
net.
loads of points. Yeah, man.
They've got it's fucking.
I think
What do you call it? Is it panel?
They read the team reads the
They've
table.
signed a load of Panna players from like wherever you get them.
They read the table back to front, I heard as well. So they actually think they're top at the minute. They think they're top. So
Arabic. They read it back to front.
Yeah, they fuming Paderborn because they had an open top bus parade sorted, but because of this COVID-19 thing, they're gonna have to sack it off now. But everyone was well excited.
Great stuff.
Anyway, are we doing our bets?
Yeah. So I'll start with mine.
We all lost again, didn't we?
Yeah. I was. You let me down now. The early game. No, that was the first bet. Actually, I can't really let me down.
Mine was Gladbach because I had them on over 1.5 goals and both teams to score. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't. I had over 1.5 goals and Mönchengladbach or draw, and obviously Leverkusen won.
Yeah, I can't remember what I had, but one let me down. I do remember that.
Right, my bet is.
Fuck him.
My bet is very safe. It's Bayern Munich win.
Who do they play?
That's it.
You're taking the piss.
I know, I'm taking the piss. Right, I bet. Bayern Munich play someone at the bottom.
Dusseldorf.
Yeah, Dusseldorf, yeah. My bet
2 days.
is... I've lost it. There it is. Right, so I'm going... Well, I've gone for 2 safe games, hopefully, and then a spicy one. Well, you might be offended by that. So I've said Wolfsburg, Frankfurt. I've gone for a Wolfsburg win. I do think they will do that. Sorry, mate. Hertha Berlin, Wolfsburg. I've gone for Hertha. And then Werder Bremen I've gone for as well. Schalke, there's just 3.
He's done it again.
Werder Bremen.
I'm not even going to start. That's the last time now. We will always acknowledge them as Werder.
I'm English, mate.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, so that's...
David Villa, innit? That top striker, that's
David Villa.
David Villa.
David Silva.
It's a threefold, and I think it comes out, I've not wrote it down for some reason, but I think it was about 48.24, something like that, £48.24 off a fiver.
We'll get that clarified off there.
Yeah.
But, okay. James?
I've gone for Leverkusen. I've gone for Bayern Munich. I've gone for Hertha Berlin. And I've also gone for Dortmund.
Yeah, man.
And
£5. Oh.
Wait, no, wait a minute. Have I got that right? Yeah, I'm sure I've got that right. I went for Leverkusen, Hertha Berlin, Bayern Munich, and then the last one was Dortmund. Where's the Dortmund game? I'm just trying to get the odds, that's what I'm doing. Oh, I can't remember. I can't find the Dortmund game, poo. But anyway, I'm sure it was like £17 it returns. So it'll get me pretty much £2 in green if that comes in.
Do you know what's bad? You lose these bets. At least I go a bit risky and lose the bets. You do shit bets and still lose them.
This is why I don't bet, man. I can't fucking do it. I'm shit at it. Every time I do it, I'll just lose money.
Whatever you think, you should go against. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but is it not fun now?
I mean, it's fun when I'm watching the game, yeah. But
Yeah,
obviously
man.
I'm working a lot at the moment. I can't really watch the games.
I like a corner bet, me. Makes me happy.
The corner bets are great in the under-21 games, I'll give you that. I used to bet a lot on them because in the under-21 games, for some reason, the quality of shot doesn't seem that good. And if you put over 8.5 corners...
I'm not deep in it like you. I'm just on
shit.
about... There's a game on telly. I don't give a fuck who wins, but I tell you what, when the corner comes... And
I'm fucking celebrating.
When that goalkeeper tips it over the bar, mate, pints are flying everywhere. It is going off. It's lovely stuff. And then there's the bets where it's something to happen in the next 5 minutes. So it'll be like, will there be a throw-in in the next 5 minutes? Oh,
I hate them.
You bet. No, they're good them.
Just to confirm, the £5 returned £20.48.
Ooh, okay. And I've gone with Hertha to win against Augsburg, Dortmund with a -1 handicap against Paderborn, and Leipzig to beat Cologne. £5 returns £24.43.
Yours is very safe, but yours is better than mine.
I always go risky, think I'm playing safe, but I put in. I can't.
Yeah. That'll have me like £10 up. That
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good odds for me. The Werder Bremen. It was good odds for
Oh
them
no,
to
you
get
can't
one.
start
No,
doing
you
that.
can't
now.
go back on yourself.
Right, I'm getting abuse here. Which one is it? Werder or Werder for you?
As well, it's fucking word
Word
now.
now. I just accepted it, and then you've gone and done me like that.
Well, Werder. It was good odds for them, I think, to get the win against Schalke. Like, it was really
Sorry,
high.
Kyle. It's Werder, mate.
Do you know what? I didn't even see that
Getting
because
kind of mad.
I would have fancied that. I might have had.
Yeah, it was
If
stupid.
I would have changed mine, I would have probably gone double chance. So Word or the draw, because I can't. Schalke seem to be on free fall now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they scored a goal
Good
yet?
shout that.
Have they scored a goal, Schalke?
Yeah, I think so, but not a fucking lot. Not a great deal.
Alright, that's the bets, I think.
Do you reckon
Anything
we can,
else to add?
Well, I just want to see what you think about the Wolfsburg Frankfurt game. What's you thinking? Do you reckon you get a result?
We've caught you at a bad time. We really have.
Here come the excuses. He's not optimistic anymore. What's going on?
Oh, no.
Optimism.
Well, bloody hell! Let me conversation breathe, boys. You know what's coming.
But I'm optimistic.
But I'm optimistic.
I love it when he's optimistic because you get beat, and it's
Oh, that's
usually.
a good shout. That's a good shout. Actually, we're going to mix things up here.
And do you not think
I'm
you said
pessimistic.
you're optimistic in terms of the league as well, aren't you? Because you think that they're going to. I think they're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Me, 2 points. Are they 2 points off the playoff?
Right. I don't want to hear this noise right now, to be honest. But I'll be more than willing to put my money where my mouth is. How much we talking?
Put 20 quid on Sky Bet now. They'll stay up.
No, against you. I want to see how confident you actually are.
I mean, you will stay up, sure.
Wolves. Yeah, I'm joking.
I'll give you more if we go down because the odds are.
Well, Wolfsburg scored.
I'll give you double whatever the odds are. I'll double what the price is. So if Frankfurt stay up, you have to give me a tenner. But if they go down, I'll give you 20.
Okay. I think that
We've got a deal.
All right, fine, first.
You would have got better odds on Sky Bet, lad.
In terms of
Kyle, definitely.
Oh, it's just been shafted.
in terms of no, I think you're gonna go down, mate. In terms of the game, though, Wolfsburg score loads and you concede loads, so
Yeah, but the
nice
type of goals aren't how we usually concede. We just, it's like through balls just seem to just go right through us. I don't see Weghorst running onto anything, to be honest. So,
mugging off.
but I'm gonna be pessimistic because you've just made me
Mugging
realise it
off.
don't work like that. So I think you'll win 2-1 because we've got Bas Dost in our team and that's a liability.
Is that game on telly?
It'll be on my telly.
Looking forward to
Whether
it.
it's on telly, I don't know. But
Yeah.
shout out
Here's
the dodgy
another one,
streams.
boys. What do we think about Sebastian Polter? Do you know what's happened? Do you want me to explain?
Yeah,
I know what you're on about, but you can explain. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, Union Berlin players have agreed to take a pay cut during this time because the club's not very financially in the right place. I think, actually, I'm not entirely sure the reasons behind it, but the players have been asked to take a pay cut, and all of them have agreed, besides Sebastian Polter. And now, because of this, they've essentially said, the club, Sebastian Polter doesn't uphold our beliefs as a club because he's refusing to take this pay cut. So as a result, we're letting him go and he will never play again for Union Berlin. His contract, I think, very conveniently runs out at the end of the season. So what do you think about it?
I'll let you know exactly how I feel. It seems to be a bit different over there in Germany, doesn't it? Like there's a lot of togetherness and stuff, but I just don't think you can do that.
Do what?
They've got
not...
a contract that should be honoured.
Yeah, it will be honoured. He'll still be paid.
I just think you should just take the pay cut. If everyone else.
Oh, if his contract runs out at the end of the.
Yeah, it runs out at the end of the season.
Oh, that's fine then. Actually, I thought they'd sacked him because he won't take the pay cut.
No, he's still training with the team. I mean,
Well,
I
that's fine
personally
then.
would like to look into the reasons why he's taking the pay cut, because players like Mesut Ozil, he also declined a pay cut
Why he isn't taking the pay cut?
Yeah,
Because he doesn't have to.
I know, but if you look
It
at
should
players,
be. By the way, this is coming close to home because Oldham are in a lot of trouble at the minute because they're refusing to pay players' wages past the furlough scheme. So anything up to the furlough scheme, they're not paying any more than that. And I don't blame the players. I really don't.
Yeah,
I don't know about in our
on a lot of
situation.
money.
I feel like there needs to be a bit more understanding. But that's relative, innit? Money.
I mean, I think it's very selfish, personally. But there are players. I don't know fully the ins and outs of this, but for example, Mesut Ozil, he also declined the pay cut, but he declined it for very different reasons. Well, I don't know what Poulter's reasons are, but I think Mesut Ozil declined it because he spends his wages. He spends an incredible amount of his wages on charity work anyway, and he finds that taking a 20% pay cut is taking away his ability to decide which charity it goes to.
I think that's
right.
I think that's bollocks. That.
Really?
I agree with it.
Yeah, because he's got enough money to still give to charity. If he takes a 20% pay cut, he can still give money to charity. How much is he on?
Probably about.
That's not the point.
How long is this going to be? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
The reason he's willing to give that much money to charity is because he's getting a specific amount of money. When you're taking away some of that money, he no longer feels like he can. Do you know what I mean?
Why though? He's on a lot of money. I think he could still do it.
He's well within his right.
Yeah, obviously he is, but I just think if he cares that much about charity, how long is this going to be on for? A few months. Just keep doing it. I don't really see.
I don't see anything wrong with people wanting the money they signed the contract for.
If we go back to Poulter, I think it's very convenient that his contract runs out at the end of the season. They probably weren't going to renew it anyway. They can use this as almost a publicity stunt, Union Berlin, and be like, "Oh, look how much we care for our community. We're not letting him play for us. Wow." I think he's not a first team player. I mean, I think
community. They're doing it for themselves, aren't they?
No, I'm not entirely sure what it was, but it was something like Union Berlin specifically said, "We are a club that cares so much about our community, and Poulter's views don't align with this. So as a result, he's not playing with us." So I'm not entirely sure how the furlough scheme works over in Germany.
Oh, that's daft. That's daft.
Apparently,
they should basically just say to him, "Listen, we'd like you to do this, but it's not an obligation."
Yeah.
You know, we would encourage you to put your money into.
I think they've used him as an example.
But you can't say, "Oh, you've got to take a cut because we're using your money for this." Maybe say, "Oh, we've got this thing that we're funding because of everything that's going on. It'd be good if you could donate some of your wage to charity." But actually, not giving them the option is bang out of order, I think.
For anyone listening, go and have a look at Sebastian Poulter. Have a look in the news, see what you think of it.
We'll whack it in the description.
Yeah, it's
the page that Charlie put on.
Yep.
Anyway, but on better news, the Premier League is back.
Yeah,
it is finally.
What players have you missed, boys?
Bruno Fernandes.
I have to be fair. It is, isn't it? It's the Bruno show.
Trust me. When we signed him, part of the contract that we signed him for was we have to give Sporting a lot of money if he wins a Ballon d'Or. Won't put it past him.
But you're fine with paying that money if you've got the world's best player, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's clearly been worth it then. I like them.
Yeah.
I don't see why anyone would ever hesitate to, sign the deal with them add-ons, because it's literally like, what was he like, 50 million?
Oh bloody hell! I can't even remember. No, it's 80. It was 50 plus like 30 mil of add-ons. It was a lot.
Yeah,
of
that's
add-ons.
what I'm on about.
Yeah.
No, without the add-ons. So say he's a £50 million player, and you've got this £50 million player there, and it's like, say 20 million if he wins the Ballon d'Or.
So he's paid 70 million for a Ballon d'Or winner.
70 million for the best player in the world. Of course you're gonna do it. Fucking crazy.
And that by the time he wins the Ballon d'Or as well, that money's not even going to be that much. 50 million for the world's best player. I know you've got your add-ons, but
I think, especially nowadays, I think the Ballon d'Or has become less of an individual prize and more of a team prize. So
I mean,
I think you can only win the Ballon d'Or if you've won the league, or if you've won the Champions League, or if you've won the World Cup. I think it's less about.
It's been proved that, isn't it, with Modric.
Yeah. And
when
I think
Modric won it, it's more about the team.
Fucking pathetic.
I don't know, because it should.
They're just giving it on.
No, because when Modric won it, he'd won the Champions League and he's took his team so far.
I got far in the World Cup. Please, can I have a trophy?
Who's this?
Modric.
Luka Modric when he won the Ballon d'Or. I agree with it to some extent, because he was a big factor in his team doing both of those things.
It doesn't matter. The influence of the player on the team doesn't matter. About individual ability.
It's not.
Oh, maybe this is another Jimmy the Joker segment then.
That's crazy. Say what you've just said again.
It's not necessarily about the influence on the team. I believe it's more about the...
It's the individual's influence on the team that gets them the trophy of the Ballon d'Or, not just the individual's ability.
Yeah, the individual's ability. The Ballon d'Or is the best player in the world.
Yeah.
It's based off ability.
Yeah, at winning games though, obviously, because that is the aim of football.
No, not at winning games. That doesn't matter.
Oh my... Of course it matters.
So if Lionel Messi played for Norwich, you're saying that he's not good enough to win the Ballon d'Or?
He never would win it, would he?
He's that good that they'd win games. He'd make them win games. He's that good.
What about if he didn't win a trophy?
What could Lionel Messi? Lionel Messi for Norwich? Could he make them win games against certain Premier League teams? Can any player? Do you reckon?
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Loads of games, against the top teams, the cities.
No.
Your Arsenal.
No.
I know, obviously, the bottom of the league.
Not consistently.
Yeah. But he's never going to win anyway.
Would he not be capable of the Ballon d'Or then?
Well, he wouldn't be, would he?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, but it's still the same player. It's still got the same ability.
Yeah, no, but you won't be able to see that from him as much. If he played for Norwich, and Ronaldo played for Juventus, Real Madrid, Ronaldo would look so much better of a player. He would have the better season.
Maybe
you wouldn't see the same Messi than the one at Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean, I personally
just because you know what that player can do, he isn't doing it at Norwich. So
he might do. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. He might do. But you don't just give it him because you know what he can do. He has to do it.
I know, but it's Messi. Every time he gets the ball, he does something. It's not like a player like Hatem Ben Arfa, where he always gives the Ballon d'Or because he can do something good. It's Lionel Messi. He does something good every time he gets the ball.
So they would win games then?
Yeah.
Right, okay then. So he would be in with a chance.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this is something we'll have to agree to disagree on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's ludicrous. Anything else?
All done this week for me.
Okie dokie. Up the ticks.
Jimmy Greaves.
Mixer out.